the beautiful thing is that even when challenges came up for my clients, they stayed committed to the process. As hard as that may have been, they stayed committed to the process of, we're going to stick this through. We're remembering our intentions. We're remembering why we decided to come off this medication slowly but surely. And for me, the greatest part of this all is that what's really happening here is that they're beginning to trust themselves. Welcome to Mindset Mastery Podcast, where we explore the intersections of motherhood and entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Julissa Edwards, and in each episode, we're diving into mindset, emotional regulation, and the real stories of mom entrepreneurs navigating both business and family life. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to another episode on Mindset Mastery with yours truly, Julissa Edwards. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple of case studies. For privacy reasons, I'm going to be combining two of my clients' stories into one. And both clients have been reducing their medications to that help them with their anxiety and depressive symptoms. And we've been working together for over 6 months, closer probably to a year. And we are slowly but surely weaning off medication. And I simply want to share what that journey has been like, and some of the wins that have occurred and the ups and downs that occurs with doing something like this, right? So let this be a client case study on reducing medication and the journey to self-trust, okay? Because that's really what this is about. So let's do some disclaimers here. For those of you that don't know, I am a licensed mental health counselor. I've been so for the past 10 years plus. I'm also a mindset coach, a spiritual healer. And so the work that I do is very much a combination of all three. And when anyone that is working with me that is on medication for their mental health and they decide, it's their choice, and if they decide that they want to wean off of it or come off of it completely, I support my clients in whatever it is that they want that is going to be good for them and healthy for them. And just also know that the other side also occurs, where sometimes if we've been doing something for a very long time and it's not working, I'm also open to getting on medications if that's what's going to be best for the client. There's no like this way is better than that way. It's really an individualized process for the person that I'm speaking to. And it is my job, my duty as a leader and a healer to ensure that we're doing all things in the safest way possible. Ethically, morally, all aligned to what is going to be best for the client. Okay, so with this particular story case study, it was the client's choice to wean off of the medication, taper off slowly but surely, and I want to share the behind the scenes of what occurred and what is occurring in that process, right? And so the reason why I said this is really a talk about learning to trust yourself is because in general, medication or not, when you walk into a therapeutic setting, when you're working with a counselor or a coach, the intention here is not to eliminate life's problems. Of course, when you do things to better your lifestyle, to better your habits, like, yeah, things are going to get better for you. Life is still going to life though. And so you have to have this kind of like armor, a resilience of, even when life gets tough, I know that I can handle it because my mental health is getting better. Okay. That's a big, I don't know. I don't know where people's heads are at sometimes when they think about like what it's like going to therapy. People have a lot of their own thoughts about it, but when you're on a journey of self-healing and self-love, you're bettering your mindset, you're bettering your coping skills, you're bettering your responses to life stressors in hopes of aiding in faster recovery, which in whatever way life may hit you, right? So it's not that your problems go away. You just get better at solving them faster. Okay. And maybe when you get knocked down, you don't stay down as long as you would have in the past, right? You have more energy, more insight, more tools to get you back on track without everything going left. Okay. For lack of better words. When coming off medication, it's a collaborative process, right? Like we are speaking to their medical doctors, psychiatrists. We are informing everybody of like, hey, this is our plan. This is what we plan on doing. And if everyone is on board, then we make it happen kind of thing, right? And so, with that being said, medication is great, because it helps alleviate symptoms that sometimes are too big for that specific person at that time of their life to handle on their own or even just with therapy, right? And so it's like, okay, we need additional resources here to kind of set parameters for like how much I can do by myself and how much this medication pill is going to help me while I'm learning to gain better coping skills and heal and all of that jazz, right? And so in therapy, when we've gotten to a point where we feel that like, wow, like that was a big fork in the road, that was a big hurdle, and like you're handling that very gracefully. Let's look at the differences in how you would have handled this kind of situation in the past versus how you're handling it now. All right, like, wow, you were doing really, really great. Yeah, you want to taper off your meds. Let's talk about what that looks like, right? And so I always tell my clients that when you choose to do something like this, know that there's going to be a period of time potentially where it's going to get harder before it gets better, right? Because your body's used to working with this thing that has been helping you for so long. And the reasons why people might want to come off are personal. It's like everything else, it's individualized. And they maybe don't like certain side effects that come along with that medication, or they feel that they're in a good place and they don't really need it anymore, which is, it's all great, it's all grand, right? And so when we are lowering the dosage, the body needs time to adjust to that, so there's a waiting period there. And then also you need life to happen and see how you do with that lower dose of medication, alongside the symptoms that sometimes come along with lowering your dosage or just completely coming off in general, right? I love doing it slowly. Like, I don't think anything in life should be like ripping a band-aid off per se, especially when it comes to like your nervous system. Slow and steady. Let's just do it slow and steady, right? And so what has been coming up for my clients that are on this journey is just that, them tapering down. There's feelings of like moments of being proud of like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud that I'm able to be in a place where I can do this. Being in that new dosage for some time and then life hitting you and being like, oh my God, I want everything in me to go back to my higher dosage, right? Or I didn't expect it to be this hard, or was this the right move? On a spiritual lens outlook of things, spiritual journey, non-religion based, a soulful, let's call it a soulful journey. When it comes to evolution and change, there's going to be a lot of times when you're doing something new for the betterment of your life, your heart, your lifestyle, your body, your circumstances, your family, and you're going to there's a moment of doubt. There's going to be, because for so long you've been doing things one way and now you're switching it up, and so the nervous system and the ego is like, what are you doing? Even if you have logical and great reasoning to be going in that direction, your mind is still going to question it, especially when things get hard, right? Let's take it off meds for a second and just talk about regular life. When my family and I moved from New York to Charlotte and then Charlotte to Charleston, they were really, really, really aligned decisions for us. It made complete logical sense. And in the transition of getting settled, that's a good analogy. In the transition of getting settled, just like someone who's weaning off their medication, in the transition of getting settled, a lot of debris is going to come up. A lot of tests are going to come up. And the beautiful thing about your a mental health healing journey is that you're literally building your fortitude. You're building your resiliency in changes like this, because to change your life, you kind of have to be a little ballsy, a little bit of a risk taker, and doing something grand, and doing something against the odds, and doing and I mean that again, personalized to you and your life, which whatever direction that may be in, right? A big change requires the knowingness that it's not going to be smooth sailing, that there's going to be some resistance before we see the sunlight, right? And it doesn't have to be like It doesn't have to be super duper dark. I hope it's not, honestly. Like if you're choosing to do something like this, that's why you have to be in a good mindset to handle a change like this, right? And so depending on who I'm working with, like we know those parameters. We know how much we can handle, right? And so we're deliberately creating a plan, a lifestyle, circumstances that backup plans, if you may, of like, okay, this feels good for us, we're going to do it this way. And so the beautiful thing is that even when challenges came up for my clients, they stayed committed to the process. As hard as that may have been, they stayed committed to the process of, we're going to stick this through. We're remembering our intentions. We're remembering why we decided to come off this medication slowly but surely. And for me, the greatest part of this all is that what's really happening here is that they're beginning to trust themselves. I can do this. I can do this. I can withstand this chapter of discomfort. Also because we've done it in other areas of their healing journey, right? We've taken other things away that they once leaned on for support, for comfort. And the aftermath of that is always we feel better. I'm so happy we did the hard thing, right? And so you kind of get to train your mind and your body and your heart to understand the process of growth, to understand the process of what it really takes to really believe in yourself, which I mentioned in many other times before in other episodes and just in my coaching in general, that the antidote to anxiety is trust. Trust in yourself. Trust that even when crap hits the fan, you're still going to be able to pick yourself back up and survive, and not just survive, but eventually thrive, right? Like there's this like inner knowingness that like no matter what happens, how bad life may get, I'm going to be okay. And that trust is really what life is all about. Hey, it's Julissa Edwards, your mindset coach and spiritual healer. And if you've been looking for a space to stay grounded in your growth, deepen your healing, and be surrounded by like-minded women, let me introduce you to the Mindset Mastery Circle. This is my monthly coaching membership designed for busy women who crave consistent support, especially in the areas of motherhood, entrepreneurship, mindset, and communication. Each month, we come together for a 90-minute live call where I teach a focused topic and then open up space for hot seat coaching and Q&A. And in between the calls, you'll hear from me weekly with mini voice note trainings inside a private Slack group, short and powerful insights to help you shift, realign, and stay accountable across those same 4 pillars. You'll also get access to a robust vault of on-demand training so you can learn and grow at your own pace. Enrollment is ongoing at just $198 per quarter. That's about $66 a month for high-level coaching, community, and continual mindset support. And as a Circle member, you'll also get first access to all of my new programs, offers, and events, often at exclusive discounted rates. So, if you've been resonating with my work and wondering how to stay in this energy without a high-ticket investment, this is your invitation. Join us inside the Mindset Mastery Circle at julissaedwards.com/mindset-mastery-circle-subscription, or simply tap the link in the show notes below. I'll see you inside. I like to believe that everything is connected to everything. And what I mean by that is what you learn, let's say in therapy, is easily transferable. It's not just your emotional healing journey, it's everything that you do in life. Because we are interconnected human beings and all parts of ourselves show up in different arenas. Whether you are a mom, business owner, a 9-to-5er, a sister, a friend, a colleague, like you're going to bring all parts of yourself to those places, even if you can, switch hats and switch roles. The emotional piece of you goes everywhere with you. Your inner child goes everywhere with you. And that is what you do when you enter into either a therapy or a coaching container, right? You're learning how to manage those emotions no matter where they show up in your marriage. It shows up everywhere, right? And if you're really paying attention, you'll begin to see patterns of like, it doesn't really matter if it's a money stressor or a heartache stressor, you tend to respond in similar ways every single time. And when we're able to fix those ways, better those ways of responding, then life gets easier. Back to the beginning point of this episode, it's not that life is getting easier, you're getting better at life. You're getting better at the game of life. And at the core root of getting better at the game of life is trusting yourself. Okay, so this episode is going to be short and sweet. I wanted to give you guys a behind the scenes of like what it looks like when we're making big changes like this. And in this case study, the example was medication, but I'll say that like I do this a lot with my clientele because normally what I'm doing a lot is helping my clientele make big leaps of faith. Whether it's opening up a business, whether it's leaving a relationship that no longer serves them, whether it's something that is a big risk, a big change that is kind of scary, and you're being held lovingly in a container where we can do this scary thing together, right? Again, this particular case study episode was about coming off medication and the ups and downs that comes with that. And ultimately, I'm congratulating my clients because they're doing oh so well. They're on the lowest dose of the medication, and we just need a couple more weeks until we're probably completely off, which is fantastic. And it's again, the congratulations there isn't about like, yeah, you're off meds. It's more so about, wow, you had a goal, we're sticking to it, you did it, you're doing it. You're trusting yourself, you're believing in yourself, you're doing the hard thing. Congratulations, right? And so let this be a reminder that you can do hard things too. I feel like a little shout out to Miss Rachel there. You can do anyone who has little kids, and if you watch Miss Rachel on YouTube, you can do hard things. Yes, you can. Yes, we can. Right? What's the biggest differentiator in the success of doing hard things? Normally surround yourself with are you being truthful and honest with yourself during the process? And do you have support? Is there someone guiding you? Is there someone holding up a mirror for you? Is there someone giving you unbiased opinions? Which is why a therapist and or a coach like myself is extremely fruitful and beneficial to have in your corner during hard transitions like this. You're not supposed to do life alone. It's supposed to be done with support, with love, and with some kind of structure. Right, so you can do hard things, lean into support, lean into help. And if you're someone who has been thinking about doing something hard like this in your life and you would love to rip off the band-aid and have support and love throughout that journey, and you'd like to work with me, there's a link in the show notes where you can get on my calendar and we can talk and see if we're a good fit to work with each other. That's all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope this episode motivates you, empowers you to do the scary thing, and give you the remembrance and the knowingness that all is well. You can trust yourself and trust that you will know who to reach out to so that you're not going to do this alone. Okay? Sending so much love to you now and always. I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me today on Mindset Mastery Podcast. I hope today's conversation inspired you to embrace your own journey of balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship. Remember, it's all about mastering your mindset to create a life of success and fulfillment in both areas. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more incredible moms just like you. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and mastering your mindset.